So Brian, you have
Younger
a sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Brian has a sister. I have an older sister.
Okay.
And I've just read that having a sister actually makes you a better person.
Well, did my sister send that to you? Because that sounds like something she would do.
I'll let him know that he's a better person because of me.
Right.
I did not have a great relationship with my sister when we were younger.
Okay.
I think because she was so much older, we were almost like only children.
Oh, okay.
Because we were...
There's a little bit of an age difference, right?
7 years.
Yeah, okay.
And so I think she was in a totally different place. I'm in elementary school. She's basically in high school. And so that's hard to have. I can see that. And then we got a better relationship as we got older. But I will say, when we were younger and we didn't get along that well, I learned patience.
Did you?
I can see that.
I don't think I ever learned patience from my sister.
Really?
No.
Did you learn? Okay, so this study that I read says that you learn not only patience, but empathy, compassion. Do you think you learned any of that?
I think so. And she's a hard worker. Oh my gosh, she's a school teacher. She was valedictorian of her class, so she was always studying. I'm like, what are you always studying for? Because I would just cram and just go take the test and stuff like that, and forget about it. But yeah, I think I learned a few things like that. And she did have compassion for people as well. I was the star of the show, though.
What do you mean?
I was the first grandchild, like on my mom's side, with her parents and stuff. So I was the first grandbaby. I came in. I was the star of the show. And so when I don't remember this, but I remember they said that when my mom was pregnant with my sister that I wanted a brother. I wanted a baby brother.
Oh, that was hard.
So she was born, so it was like the day after Christmas. So she's a Christmas baby. They bring her home. My mom's so excited. My mom is 21 years old.
Sure.
I mean, 19 when she had me. And she brings home my sister and to show, and nobody can find me. And I'm hid behind the couch.
Yeah.
And I said, come out and meet your sister. And I said, I don't want no woman, baby. I didn't want no woman, baby. And that was what I told. That's why I said, I don't want no woman, baby. So.
And you were how old?
I was 2.
Oh my!
I was.
And you said you don't want no woman.
I don't want no woman, baby.
I'm worried because our granddaughter is the star of the show. Like on our side, she's the first, right?
Yeah.
And my daughter and her husband pregnant with twins, so I am kind of concerned. Even though she has a sweet temperament, how she's going to act when 2.
I know.
2 are invading. So we would love to hear sibling stories. 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I cannot, all I can see in my head.
Jury's still out.
On what?
Whether having a sister makes you a better person.
Oh, I know, right? But all I can see in my head is little Brian, 2 years old. And in my head, I see your face, your head now, on a toddler body, going, I don't want no woman, baby.
Don't want no woman, baby.
When they brought your little sister home.
Yeah.
I just think that is hilarious. So does having a sister or even a sibling make you a better person? Bunny said she and her sister really did not get along. She texted in. She said, my sister, who was older, was actually left in charge of the rest of us. And she said it created a big rift between us. And it was, Bunny admits, it was mostly her that was upset about it. But all her sister was doing was trying to be a good big sister. And now that they're older, they're best friends. And she said she loves her dearly.
Okay.
Okay, Joe texted.
Yes.
Okay, this is hilarious. Joe texted and said, when we were expecting our second daughter, our first daughter was kind of involved in the process of naming the baby. So she was about 1.5 years old. She didn't like the idea of having a sister. And so the name that she chose was to call her Garbage.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Okay, Amy, okay, I know you got a boy, Isaiah. Tell us about your family.
We have 5 kids. And we have 1 boy right in the middle of 4 girls.
Oh, man. God bless that boy.
He's a sweetheart. We were listening to the radio, and I asked him if there was anything he learned from having 4 sisters. So what did you tell me, honey?
Be nice.
To be nice? What happens if you aren't nice, buddy?
Egg and chowder.
From mom or from your sisters?
And my mom.
Oh, from your mama. You will end up being a saint, little man.
And going to make a good husband to someone one day.
I don't know. I don't know.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I did have some Christmas presents that came in that were delivered over the weekend. And my husband's always just looking at me like, seriously? We've got 5 months. And I know it's 5 months until Christmas from today, but that's the thing.
Yeah. It'll be here before you know it. I don't know. I don't think you're the only one that's done that. What do you think, Monica?
I've been buying Christmas gifts too.
When did you start? When did you get the first one?
I couldn't even tell because I start buying Christmas gifts like right after Christmas when we've all got together. We talked about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is so great!" And then I look for something similar to it or something like that. Or if we've talked about something that I know they're going to like, because I have 3 kids. And they each have spouses, and I have one grandbaby and a grandbaby on the way. So, I got to, break it up budget-wise.
Yeah, you do. You got to put it over the whole 12 months. But I got to know, if you buy gifts this early, do you ever lose one? And you can't remember where you've put it.
So I used to do that all the time. Like, I have this box, and it's called oh, my gosh, I've got to go to an event, and I forgot to buy a gift box. And so now I have a designated space for my Christmas stuff and my gifts. And I put their names on it, and yeah, I'm getting more organized.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
You're Rob's View every day, right?
Yes.
So he sees you singing on every song.
He sings, yeah, he does.
He does. Oh my gosh, that has to be so much fun.
Oh,
no wonder you guys have so much fun.
Yeah, I think he's probably like, oh my goodness, this again. So I got to ask, when you make a call to somebody, Brian, who do you talk to the most on a phone call?
My mom.
Yeah, and how long do you spend on the phone with her?
Usually I call her on my way home
Okay.
every day. So it's my evening commute. So it's 25 minutes probably.
Okay.
25 minutes.
And
so.
how often do you call her?
I call her every day on my way home.
For 25 minutes you talk to I
usually.
love that. Okay, so I saw this thing on social in my feed, and it was a breakdown of how long we spent on the phone with somebody. And it very interesting. It says husband to wife. This is when the husband calls the wife. 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Oh.
Wife to husband. 14 missed calls.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, so then it was boy to his mom, about a little less than a minute.
Okay.
But when a mom calls her married daughter, now these are funny, but it's very indicative of phone calls, I think. 10 hours and 50 minutes. Now, when I call my married daughter, we do not spend 10 hours, but we will. We can talk 30, 45 minutes to an hour, So absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so you spend the most time talking to your mom, Ninja, because you're now a married woman. How long do you talk to your mom on the phone?
I talk to her about 35 minutes on the way home.
And you call her every day?
Yep.
No, Taylor calls me just about every day, but she's got a 17-month-old she's running around trying to catch too. But
Okay.
Wow.
35 minutes?
And I call her at home if I'm like, hey, how do I make this?
Oh, well, yeah, you have to be able to make, if I could call my dad and ask him something, because sometimes I will, but I do call my husband every single day when I leave work.
I call my wife every day too, but it's a shorter phone call. It's like 2-3 minutes.
Right, because they're at work or maybe
no, she's at home, but it's just
okay.
I'm just to let her know that I'm headed home.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I can hear her. She's doing some stuff in the background. I'm like, all right, you're busy, and I'll see when I get home.
And that's the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes if I feel like I need to wrap the conversation, I will. I have to do things. I'll start doing the dishes, and because you got to get your stuff done.
I know my mama. I love my mama, but she got 26 goodbyes. You ever have that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
20.
Look at Jake. He's like, okay, so I'm pulling into the neighborhood. Is that true, Jake?
Well, the goodbye thing, whenever I talk to my grandfather, he never really says, okay, love you, bye. It's always like, okay, I'll see you. Okay, thank you. Okay, goodbye.
He's trying to
I
wrap
love
it
you,
up.
bye. Okay, bye.
That's a great.
Oh.
I'm like, goodbye. I love you.
Look, that's a grandpa wrap up right there.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Have you ever had a bear encounter? It's his morning crew on his radio with Rob and Liz.
We have had them, I guess, in the neighborhood. I have not seen one, and I don't know why, but I want to. Like, I want to see it, but I think I want to see it from the safety of my own home.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, we've had a couple of encounters hiking before.
What do you do? Like, do you freak out? Do you get
hilarious,
like?
First time I literally did. I freaked out. I was. We were talking. We were moving right by the bear where they were probably as a mom and a couple of cubs.
Oh, that's the worst.
About 100, maybe about 50 yards away,
Okay.
up on the side of the hill, and we were like on this logging road. We just kept walking. Making noise. And they stayed there. We stayed there and just kept moving. Second time we saw a bear, there was a mama bear up in a tree, and we're about 30 yards away from her. And it was the coolest. It was like this. It was so cool. It was like this peaceful moment of seeing her. She's watching us. We're watching her. She's like, "Don't come near us. We won't come near you," and we don't. And so we snapped a photo, and then I remember saying, "Thank you, Mama," and we walked away. And then a few seconds later, we could hear her coming down the tree and taking off.
She was like, "Anytime, man, anytime."
Anytime. Next time I see you, you may be a bear burrito.
No. Well, there was the teacher from the upstate of South Carolina. She has a vacation home in western North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she was in her house, and I guess she heard something out on the porch.
Her
went to
husband said it.
investigate.
Her husband said, "Yeah, there's a bear out on the deck."
And she went to see it and decided she would get rid of the bear.
You get down from my porch right now. Go. What do you think you're doing on my porch? You get down. Go. How dare you?
That's my favorite. Like, so she's a teacher in the upstate of South Carolina, and she's like, "How dare you?"
She used that teacher voice.
She did.
Man, she went full teacher mode on that voice on that bear.
You know, sometimes you just have to bring. My dad had that voice, not the teacher voice, but that I need to get your attention, Elizabeth.
Man.
And you were like, "What'd I do?"
Yeah, so she did that. She was afraid a bear would get into her bird feeders and stuff like that. And that bear, it was like knew exactly what that woman was talking about.
It was a second grader. Of course it did.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So years ago, there was it Trident gum, I think. It said 4 out of 5 dentists recommend
Oh,
this.
sure, yeah.
Okay. It's his morning crew on his radio with Rob and Liz. This maybe 5 out of 5 dentists may recommend this job opportunity that's coming up. A candy tester. Can you believe that?
I'm like, where do I apply? Yeah, it's Candy Fun House. They're a company out of Canada, but they said you can really work anywhere, I think in Canada or the U.S., so
Yeah.
you can work remotely.
5 and up.
5 years old.
5 years old and up. Can you imagine giving your kid that much sugar?
Well, and they're going to send you a full box of candy
Yeah.
to taste every month.
Yeah.
And all you do is say, yes, you should sell this or you shouldn't. It's terrible.
Yeah.
The salary, now remember, a 5-year-old
Could get
have
this job. Chief Candy Officer. How much?
Yeah. $100,000 a year.
Say what?
$100,000 a year. Okay. Granddaughter Jessie's only 2, so not quite 2.
Not there yet. Do you know somebody that would you love that job? A candy tester.
For $100,000? Yeah, I mean, I like candy.
Okay.
I'm not a crazy candy fiend or anything like that. I do have a brother-in-law that when I used to go to
Sweet
he
tooth.
and his wife's house, they would have drawers of candy because she worked for a company that they got a lot of samples,
okay.
kind of like this in a way, and
Okay.
just full of candy.
Oh my god.
So I think he would sign up right now.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
popcorn.
It's Smart Pop.
Okay.
That is the worst
I
sound.
thought it was.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was Skinny Pop.
Oh yeah, what did I say?
Smart Pop.
Skinny Pop.
Skinny Pop.
Skinny Pop.
Okay, so what? So I saw this. It was out of Oxford. That for years, things your parents have told you: don't put your elbows on the table when you eat. keep your mouth shut. Don't be chewing with your mouth wide open.
I don't need to see it. I do not need to see it. I know what I cook for dinner.
I like how you do that.
Right.
You got a little hand puppet happening right now. Don't keep your mouth shut. I don't need to see that right now.
You need to keep your mouth closed.
So keep your mouth shut when you're eating food. Well, Oxford, they've done this study that said something about the compound in the food. If you eat open mouth, it gets to your nose better and it helps your food taste better.
Okay, hold on.
And then Max also with the crunching as well.
First, I'm annoying myself.
Yeah.
That is the worst sound in the world to have somebody.
Yeah. And
But I can see it. I'm kind of getting, like, I can smell and taste the food at the same time. So I kind of get it.
okay, number one, if I'm at a restaurant, you're doing that. Number one, that's nasty. Okay.
I don't need to see it.
Yeah, you got you. I'm thinking my grandmother saying, "Shut that mouth, boy. You're like a cow chewing a cud."
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's been hot.
Oh my God.
Oh, my goodness. And not just like, here, Carolinas and Georgia. Like this. It
I
seems
mean,
like
we're used to
worldwide.
this, but I mean, it's just like
Well.
yeah.
A little bit, but.
It's been pretty hot even in the UK. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been scorching. There's a supermarket in Iceland, and so they decided to do something because the temperatures have reached all the way up to 40 Celsius, which is 104 Fahrenheit.
Which they are not, in England, the UK, they're not used to that kind of temperature
Yeah.
at all, ever.
So a manager at this local supermarket decided he would do something because he noticed customers were coming in and kind of going back to the freezer section and hanging out, trying to cool themselves out.
Have you ever done that? Like you open the freezer door, and just,
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I've done that. I do that sometimes at
home.
And this is the ones I got to hear my mom's brain or my voice in my head saying, "Shut that door.
Hey, you're letting all the cold out.
And all the cold out." But anyway, he said, "Well, let's just do it, and we don't want anybody to feel guilty." So they created like this chill out zone. And so people can come in, relax. They've got chairs. You can bring your own chair and just sit in the freezer and chill out for a little bit.
I think that's a great idea because, when you're sitting, just hanging out, you want a snack. So maybe you're going to aisle 8, and you're picking up some chips or some crackers or whatever.
Oh, my gosh. I love that idea.
I think it is, too. But I do like that they're kind of not making fun, but having fun.
Having fun with it. Even they've got chilled water for their dogs and stuff like that as well.
Here's my question about that.
Okay.
You letting dogs come in? Now, I get service dogs, right? But if I brought my golden doodle, Charlie, first of all, she'd go to the bacon section like right now.
Bacon.
Bacon.
So, okay.
Oh, my goodness. So how can we do the same thing? We don't have any supermarkets around here that are doing this. So.
What if we had like the His Radio chill out zone?
Okay.
Just for the next 2 minutes. Okay. Maybe we could think about just get our minds on things that are kind of chilly and cold and
think about Christmas because we're 5 months away from Christmas.
Okay, so here you go.
Okay.
For you today, it's the His Radio chill out zone. I'm feeling a little bit colder already.